Here we go.
That's a fucking healthy board. Thank you, sir.
Did you hear that? That was starting the clock.
I anticipate it now.
Oh man, welcome back, you motherfuckers. I have had so much fucking problems with this microphone.
Yeah, we spent probably 10 minutes prior to this episode just getting these things down.
Yeah, just hey, do I sound okay? Like more, less, more?
Yeah.
It does not make sense, but I think every time that we have guests, we move it and my volume goes down somehow.
The knobs are so sensitive, so
Yeah.
we apologize for the television episode. We know that one was. I've gotten a couple people that have been like, Jarrett's mic's super low. I can't barely hear him.
Yeah, that's because I don't want you motherfuckers to know.
Yeah, this is the Jack Show now,
This is
bitches.
Jack's fucking podcast, you motherfuckers. Oh man, you want to shamelessly self-promote us?
I do. So YouTube, Shattered Wisdom. Go on there, watch our videos. I don't know if JJ's put up the
Probably not.
the
exclusive?
Asshole.
Oh yeah, no, she hasn't done that one yet.
Okay. That'll be up there soon.
It might be out by the time this comes out though.
Yeah.
Yeah, go check it out.
Done in the future. TikTok, Shattered Wisdom. Instagram, Shattered Wisdom Podcast. I am Shattered Wisdom _ Jack. He is Shattered Wisdom _ Jarrett. Facebook, Shattered Wisdom. X, Shattered Wisdom. ShatteredWisdom.com. Buy Dofo tickets. They are selling
Rapidly.
So, want to go.
Yeah, it's going to be a good dinner. It's going to be a good time. You don't want to miss it.
No, absolutely not.
Joe Rogan, hey bud.
Yeah, dude.
Well, where you at?
Hit us up.
Yeah, maybe give me some of your equipment so my microphone doesn't keep fucking up.
We should just like build something.
I should just glue that motherfucker in place.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna drink Westward whiskey. Yeah, it's good. We've been drinking it a couple of times. It's 50%, so it's 100 proof. So here we go. I hope I don't sound too hot in this mic now.
No.
Do I sound alright?
Yeah, you sound okay.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. There's no fucking happy mediums here.
It's all or nothing.
Yeah, it's either rough or it's not. I don't know what to tell you. Ooh, that looks good. This bottle is very good. I'm glad I found it.
Oh yeah.
That's the last drop.
Nice.
Yeah. So, all right. So that one's gone. So if anybody else wants to buy this bottle for us back,
Yeah, that's
I would not be opposed to it.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, cheers, brother. What a fucking week.
What a week. It's fucking
Tuesday.
night.
Oh, and I missed my whole face. Oh man, I'm having a day. I'm having a week. It's been crazy. So we do have the Frenchie puppies.
Yeah, buddy.
And they are full-time support.
Yeah, they're like human babies.
Yeah, only dumber.
Yeah.
And blind.
Yeah.
So I don't remember when kids open their eyes, but I don't know, pretty fucking quickly.
Yeah, no, their eyes are open when they're born.
Yeah,
but
pretty
not,
fucking quickly.
Not the
Not the dogs. It's been a week and they still haven't opened their eyes. They still can't walk. They still can't do anything. They need to be guided to the teat. So it's been fun.
You look unrested.
I'm exhausted for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not even really the one watching these fucking dogs.
Yeah.
JJ is. I just so happen to have to sleep in the same room as her.
Nice.
So today, you know what? Let's fucking draw a question.
You want me to?
Yeah, you do the honors. The questions are getting very light. We need some more people.
I got this tiny ass one here.
Cool. Maybe it'll be a humdinger.
A humdinger.
Oh, great.
You just became a member of the Spice Girls.
Ooh.
What is your spice name? Make your own.
Out of shape spice. I'm not dancing on stage with those bitches.
No. I think I'd be Grumpy Spice. I don't want to do that shit.
Yeah, no, it sounds terrible.
No.
I would be maybe Impregnate Spice because I've been trying to fuck them all.
Potent Spice? For real.
Yeah.
You call me fucking Daddy Spice.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, what are you doing here? Nothing, just call me Daddy.
Just call me Daddy.
Oh, I need that.
Yeah, buddy.
So this drinking is gonna tie right into our thing today. So, our topic of today is mental health.
Yeah?
and it's Mental Health Month, so this is kind of fitting for us. Plus, we used to have a whole ton of fucking episodes in the can, and we don't have 1 billion in there anymore. So we gotta fucking make these things happen, because this will probably still come out this month.
Yeah, and it is Mental Health Month, so we do Safety Week at my company. Mm-hmm. And Jarrett was lovely enough to have somebody come down and do some presentations for us, but our first topic was mental health.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Yeah, because it's bad for men specifically, because we are terrible at sharing our emotions.
Yeah, yeah.
And seeking mental health.
You know, there's such a stigmatism to it.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I've reached out for help, and I have friends who reach out for help, and I have, you know, a lot of people who were like, that's the best thing I ever did. Mm-hmm. Because whether you believe it or not, at the end of that phone call or that Zoom or that meeting or whatever you do, the person on the other side of that is genuinely there to help you. Mm-hmm. They're not judging you. They've heard worse shit than what you've got, I promise.
they've probably heard some people go through with it.
Yeah. So they're not worried about your things that you think are the end of the world. They are just here to help.
Yeah, man, a lot of this, you have nothing to gain. If you are a kind enough soul who works at a suicide prevention hotline or something like that, like, God bless you. You're like a stepmom. You're like a special needs teacher. Like, that takes a very different type of person to just remove themselves and be kind of there for somebody else in a hard time like that.
Have you seen the video of the guy in the truck? The cop rolls up to him. The guy's crying. Like, fucking just absolutely distraught. And the guy goes, "Hey, bud, what's going on?" He says, I'm on the phone with the VA suicide hotline." And he's crying. And he goes, "Hey, man, you got some deployments?" You know, he's like, I'm a vet too, man. I get it. And he told him, "Hey, let me call an ambulance for you." He's like, "No, I can't. The guy, guys, I can't afford it. I don't have any money. I can't, And so the cop's like, "Look, dude, it's on me. Don't even worry about it." So there's a lot of that shit that goes on, man. That maybe you don't realize, or maybe you don't see going on, or maybe you don't notice the signs of people having problems. But now and around the holidays, the holidays is really bad.
Yeah, it's funny too. You mentioned that you don't necessarily see it. We, one of our safety guys gave a talk about his mentor, guy that got him in the trade and all this kind of stuff. And he said he seemed like everything was going great and he was doing well. And he came home from work on a Friday and his kid was swimming in the pool in the backyard. His wife was downstairs and he went upstairs and sat on the edge of his bed and shot himself.
Jesus.
And everybody was kind of like blown away. But then you think of all the Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
You think about Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, yeah, that was a big one for me.
Yeah, you think about a lot of these famous people and be like, oh, they seem fine, everything seemed great, everything from the outside was okay.
Yeah.
And you're outside looking in and you don't really see what they're really going through.
Well, I don't remember who said it about Robin Williams, but he said the way to hide his trauma was to make everybody else laugh. Mm-hmm. So it kind of took the attention away from him. And that's a defense mechanism, man. That's and I loved Robin Williams. I grew up watching all of his shit, yeah, and I was devastated when I heard that. So you hear about celebrities dying, right? And if you look at it like celebrities are people, man, it's just another thing that happens. Mm-hmm. But there are some that had an impact on your life, like how you looked at things, or how you saw things, or what you wanted to be when you grew up, and things like that. And there's a couple key ones. Robin Williams was definitely one of them, man. Kobe too, man. Kobe was... I genuinely felt bad when Kobe died. I didn't know him personally, but, he was a good dude. He did a lot, for society, and he did a fucking ton for Los Angeles, but I felt bad when he died, but I didn't know him, Yeah,
but he still had an impact on a lot of people.
Yeah, but it's not every celebrity that I'm like, oh, no, man, I'm going to take the day off. No... You're just a person.
Yeah.
You're another person, so it's not the end of my world. But when they go out bad, man, and the ones that I feel bad about die young or early, or take their lives, and it's fucked up.
Yeah.
It is definitely fucked up.
It's really sad. So one of the reasons why we talk about mental health, especially on the job site, is because there is a higher rate of suicide. They're 4 times more likely to commit suicide as a construction worker than a regular, like, kind of like lay person, if you will.
Okay.
53 out of 100,000 construction workers will commit suicide, whereby like 12 out of 100,000 kind of regular other people will commit suicide. And part of the reason is it is like high divorce rates,
Yeah.
high stress rates. You know, there's a lot of travel. Like, a lot of people think construction and building stuff, and they don't think about, like, a lot of these guys travel out of state. I got a lot of friends in the trades, and they chase work.
You have to chase work because that's your lifeline.
Yep.
And if they're like, hey, our next big job's in Philadelphia, guess where you're going?
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, no, and I have a lot of friends who do that too. Then they're like, I'm tired of traveling. I don't want to do it anymore.
Oh, yeah. When we were on our big hospital project, my iron workers, they worked 6 13s.
Oof, the money's great, but if you don't have time to spend it, what's it worth?
Well, that's what they were saying. They work in 6 13s. And iron workers aren't used to being on a job for more than a couple months. And this job was so massive, they were getting towards like 9 and 10 months. And I'd be walking up there, and they'd be like, hey, Jack, what's going on? Like, not much, man. How you doing? I'm good. How are you? Blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, hey, is it Tuesday?
Huh.
I'd be like, it's Thursday. And they go, fuck. And I'm like, you lost days? And they're like, dude, I barely see my wife. I barely see my kids. My bank account is full of fucking money.
Yeah, 100%.
And they've all said, like, when I get off this job, I'm taking a month off.
Yeah.
And one of my good buddies, a guy named Eddie, he actually did that. He took, like, 6 weeks off.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what are you going to do? He's like, just hang out with my wife and my kid because I haven't seen him. And he lived close to the project.
Yeah, but those are long hours. You're
You're
gone before they get up.
Yep.
You're home when they're getting ready to go to bed. I mean, that's full days.
Yeah. And you are so wiped out by the time that you get home.
Yeah.
That you don't want to you don't want to be a person. You don't want to adult. You don't want
dude, you're not taking your kids out to play. You're sitting on the couch relaxing, having dinner maybe, trying to get something going, and that's about it. That's about the end of it.
Oh, yeah. So the other thing that construction lifestyle tends to lead to is alcohol and drug use.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's to deal with stress. It's to deal with injuries. You know, my dad's 82 now. He can't get both his arms above his head.
Right.
Like, I have to help him put his jacket on a lot of times. I have to help him put his backpack on. Mm-hmm. We go hunting just because his shoulders have been so beaten up.
Yeah.
You know, his back shot out, and you have a lot of these guys. My dad didn't really sustain any serious injuries.
No, but they used to work different.
Yeah.
Like all the things that we have now that make our jobs easier are because guys like that had to go through tough lives.
Oh, yeah. And we talk about, like, our safety rules are written in blood.
Oh, yeah. All of them.
And what that means is, like, somebody got hurt and died, and that's why now you have to wear a helmet instead of a hard hat. That's why you have to wear gloves, and that's why you have to wear all this stuff. And people are still fucking dying.
People are still dying of everything.
Oh, yeah.
So people are still dying in trench collapses, which I don't understand. Because it's not a new thing. It's not new technology. It's old. Mm-hmm. Oh, excuse me, but it's people are still in a rush. People are still like, oh, it's real quick. I'm going to jump in, and I'll be right out.
Biggest killer. Just a minute. It'll be real quick. I can just get this done.
That is the most famous last words of every person who's ever died.
Oh, yeah?
Just real quick.
Just real quick, man.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. And I know there's other industries. I know the joke used to be, like, dentists had the highest rate of suicide.
Really?
And I don't know if that's true, but I remember hearing it years back, and I don't know why, but I mean, I don't think it matters.
I think that would be the most cush job on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Plus, nobody wants to come see you, so you're not all that busy.
No, scrape some teeth, move on with it. But I mean, it's an epidemic, and even you can speak to this even more as like with veterans.
Yeah. So being in the military, man, and when I first joined, it was your standard 6-month deployment. That was it. You're gone 6 months, you're coming back. I mean, you could set your fucking clock to it.
How long were you home for?
You'd be home for a couple of months, and then you do workups, right? Because you still have to stay. You have to keep the ship in battle ready, right? Yeah. So you have to make sure that everything still works, all the catapults, all the bullshit, everybody's still trained because you're getting new people the whole time, and so we do what we call workups, man. So we were gone a lot. I mean, in my 5 years, I would probably say, I don't know, 3 years I was out to sea, maybe 3.5 years I was out to sea. So you're gone a lot.
Yeah.
But deployments, man, you could set your watch to it. I mean, like, Workups would be like, all right, we're gonna go out for 1 month. We're gonna be back for 2 weeks. We're gonna go out for 2 weeks. And you get a schedule. You have a pretty good heads up. And then, but deployments would be like, hey, this is it. And then around like 2008, 2009, when the world started getting real fucking crazy, it was extension. Hey, we need more fleet here. Hey, we need more protection. We need more this. We need more that. So the deployments became, 8, 9, 10, 11 months. I mean, when are we going home? You don't know.
Yeah.
So it kind of became a fucking crapshoot of like, if you leave your family, like if your wife's pregnant when you leave, you come home to a baby.
Yeah.
Like, and people did that, like there'd be babies on the pier, like when their dads got home and shit. And it's fucking nuts, man, to think about. You just leave. It's like like I tell everybody, it's like going to prison. It's like,
Hang on. Sorry. Okay. I turn there. Go.
All right, I'll see you in a bit. It's like going to prison, right?
Yeah.
You're just gone. And when I first joined, we're talking about MySpace days, man. Like way back when, with shit cell phones and all the things, man. And you could send emails. There's a phone on the boat that you could buy calling cards and call home, but that costs a fortune. And snail mail, man. We used to get fucking packages and care packages and things, and those went a long way. But the only reason I got Facebook was because you could do Facebook Messenger.
Oh, nice.
Because that was an accepted thing for everybody.
Okay.
So I got Facebook, and that kind of changed things. But even at that, like, you got to think, not everybody has a computer, right? Mm-hmm. So my job was zero tech. I didn't need a fucking computer for anything that I did. Yeah. Mine was all, hands-on shit. So we had one computer in our workshop. We called it in the hangar or whatever. Or the yellow hole or the blue hole or whatever. We had a bunch of fucking names for these things. But it's hangar deck control. So we had a computer in there, which a chief was usually on, or whoever was running hangar was on that. And then you could go to the library where they had 15, 20 computers. Mm-hmm. But you had to wait in line. You had to like fucking sign in and wait. So I mean, like, the availability to things that you have no control over in life. Like, my uncle died, and I didn't find out for 3 days because I couldn't check my email.
Why? You can't just come home.
No. And I couldn't, and they wouldn't let me.
Yeah, you can't be like, hey, like, my dad's dying, I need to go.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, we'll be back in...
Yeah, tell them to hang on.
2 to 4 months. Can he hold out?
Yeah.
Which I can imagine that could lead to, like, a claustrophobic feeling.
Yeah, dude. So we'd have people who would do crazy shit on the boat. We'd have people... who jumped off the side of the ship, who, like, they didn't want to be there anymore. We had a guy fake a suicide note, and he was hiding, because there's places to hide on a big-ass ship like that. Like, it's a floating city. You could hide in, we call them fan rooms. I mean, there's just a lot of spaces where you can hide. Mm-hmm. And this guy, excuse me, this guy wrote a suicide note in the middle of the night, left it on his rack, and went down and hid. And for 3 days, we had search operations going for him. Well, during all this, the guy that he had bringing him water and stuff, was so swept up in all the things that were going on, he couldn't just bring him water whenever he wanted. So he left, and he went to go get water, and somebody saw him. Oh, nice. And they were like, hey, motherfucker, you're like, yeah. We called your parents. We told them that you were missing. We spent millions of dollars on search operations for you. We're in the middle of nothing. Like... they're flying. Air Force is flying. Everybody's flying. Coast Guard or whoever's out there. We're all looking for this guy, and he's hiding in a fan room. Like, what's your end goal here?
Yeah, how do you get out of that? How do you get off the boat?
I don't think people think that shit through.
No, like, I think if you're in that kind of a manic kind of state or in that kind of that headspace that you just... And my dad had some stories from Vietnam that he's shared sprinkles of about guys that went...
Oh, yeah, you lose it.
AWOL and lost it and tried to hide and do all this kind of stuff. And I mean, it's a huge trauma. It's a huge stressor on your mind. I can't imagine.
I would, if I was going to leave, I would do it at a port with something that I liked. Like, I would be like, oh.
Just don't get back on the boat.
Yeah, just don't get back on the boat. It's like a cruise ship. They're going to fucking leave without you. what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, they're not gonna wait. They're not gonna be like, oh, where's little Timmy? Like, no, fuck that motherfucker. He's missing shifts movement. Fuck him. And when he gets here, he's in trouble.
Yeah, that's AWOL, right?
That's AWOL, yeah. And it's missing shifts movement, which is a fucking no-no.
Yeah.
So, there's all kinds of shit like that, but they say veteran suicides are 22 a day.
Which is insane.
Which, can be attributed to drugs and alcohol and things like that, and people, burying themselves in the bottle and things like that, man. And I think what it is about the military is that you have a purpose and you are part of a team, and that's your camaraderie.
Yeah.
Like here in the real world, you're just a number. You're just another person in the chain. And I think a lot of guys probably, and I don't know because I've never been down that path, but I think a lot of guys probably just feel like lost.
Yeah.
Like this isn't their thing anymore.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, you got to think they brainwash these kids when they're in the military. I mean, the oldest person in the military is an officer, but most of your enlisted kids, they get out at 38. Mm-hmm. Like the oldest, your boss's boss is 38. It's like I'm not in any position to be anybody's fucking boss's boss. I'm not running a company, Yeah. So it's just a different perspective on life, man, and how things work, and they work because they have to, and it's just a weird cycle that you go through, and you trust the people that you're around, and nobody's, in certain situations you're at war, man. Those guys are there to fucking make sure you get home, and you're there to make sure they get home, and it's not like that in the workforce.
No, and I think too though is so like the ups and downs.
Yeah.
Right, your emotions don't kind of stay consistent. You have peaks where you're
right.
high alert, then you're not, then you're high alert, then you're not. You're
dude, all the time, yeah.
That starts to weigh on you and will tend to lead into like anxiety and depression and all this other stuff. And I know we talk about mental health and we are kind of like keying in on suicide and stuff, but this is kind of how like a lot of things start is with like depression.
Right. And mental
anxiety
health. And mental health doesn't just mean that you're going to jump straight to suicide. I mean, mental health is you are slowly developing an alcohol problem or a drug problem. And it's recreation and it's fun at first. And then as soon as you can't control it, then it's a problem. And alcohol dependency is the only thing that will kill you. Like, you can get off drugs. It'll suck. I mean, like, the dope sickness and all those things, I hear that they're fucking terrible. Alcohol's the only thing that'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, you have to wean yourself off alcohol.
Yeah.
If you have that much of a problem and you stop, you will go through withdrawal and you will die.
You'll die. Yeah. So I get it, man. I like to have a drink, and on a long day, man, a hard day, a drink is great, man. I want a cold beer with a friend and a conversation or a glass of whiskey. Like, it is a very, soothing, very,
it's a social thing.
Yeah, but it's very,
cathartic.
Sure. That's a big word. I'll use cathartic.
There we go.
But it's yours, right? It's your moment. It's your way to fucking kick your shoes off and take a deep breath and let me tell you about my day.
Yeah.
And that's healthy. Having people to talk to about your fucking day is healthy. And I've got friends out there who are single, and I got a brother who's single, and come over. Like, Jeremy was here today. Come over, hang out, tell me about your day. Like, fucking reach out to your friends, because not everybody has somebody to fucking bend their ear. Yeah. And you don't want to be at work talking to your subordinates about, like, man, I'm having a real tough time, because they're going to just be like, we're all having a fucking tough time.
Yeah.
Or whatever they're fucking going to say to you. You just expect that it's never going to be like, hey, man, come talk to me. Come have a seat with me. Or come, meet me at the office or whatever, And you don't know unless you try.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's the thing, too. I think that's the biggest thing with us. And I'm a huge, terrible culprit of it. I don't want to burden somebody else with my stuff. Yeah. And I'll think about it, and then I'll minimalize it, and then I'll put it away. And I'll go, well, it wasn't that bad anyway.
Yeah.
Until all of a sudden it comes out in some different form, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not even angry about this.
I'm not even angry.
Like, it's what's the root?
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's because you bury shit. You have root issues that are triggered by other things.
Yeah.
And it's never fucking healthy, man.
No.
So I, me, man, I'm on I call them crazy pills, man. I'm on, my whatever the fuck the doctor prescribed me. So I'm level, like I'm not like I don't take Xanax or whatever. I'm on some kind of crazy prescription, but it's to make sure that I'm level-headed because I was terrible anxiety and anger issues, and I was just a mean motherfucker, man. And I like to think now in my older, wiser age, I've calmed down, but there was a time where I'm like, I don't give a fuck about anybody. Like, I don't care. Like, whatever. Like, you want to fight? Let's fight. You want to do this or whatever? Like, let's go. Terrible place to be.
Oh, yeah.
But,
and people too think like they're stronger than their mental health.
You are not.
And
Like, I used to lay in bed and freak out over nothing. Like, I'd be up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I would get so deep down a rabbit hole that I'd be shaking in bed. And JJ would wake up and be like, the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, well, I thought about this, and I thought about this, and then she's like,
come back.
You know how unrealistic all of that shit is? You're just panicking yourself. You're putting yourself in a worry. And I'm like, I don't know how to not keep going down a rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. I do not know how to shut my mind off, and that's why I don't sleep at night, is because I just constantly go and go and go. And I'm like, how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell JJ sometimes, like, things, and she'll be like, all right, connect me to the dots. And I'm like, okay, well, we're here at home, right? And then we're going on vacation, but then we have to take this plane, and Kendra's plane almost crashed, like, all these things. I'm like, and then I'm here now. And she's like, how the fuck do you put this shit together? Yeah. I'm like, because I'm crazy.
I got time.
Yeah, because fucking you versus your mind. Your mind's going to win every time. I don't know how many times I've been laying there and told myself, like, shut it off, shut it off, shut it off. It's time to go to bed. 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12 o'clock, 1. Shut it off, shut it off. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Your mind will fucking win every time.
Well, like Charlie and Ella both have anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlie and Ella now are both on Zoloft.
Huh?
And Ella used to be so upset about wolves and bad guys.
Yeah.
And never seen a wolf. Never been kidnapped.
Yeah.
This is when she was young, 9, 10 years old. She didn't watch violent movies.
Right.
Didn't have any experience. None of her friends got kidnapped. None of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, living a pretty moderate life.
And Charlie's was floods.
Oh, she thought the world was going to flood, right?
She thought the world was going to flood. And both of my daughters, I can't tell you how many times I told her, Ella, I'm a hunter.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a wolf? No. I got heads in the garage.
Yeah.
A freezer full of wild game. If a wolf comes down the street, I will shoot it.
Yeah, easy.
For you.
Yeah, no question.
Same thing with a bad guy.
Yeah.
Daddy's always here to protect you. We'll always take care of you. This isn't going to happen. That's going to happen. And it would work for about 30 seconds, and then she would be back in a panic again.
Yeah.
Charlie, it was the rain. And she thought the world was going to flood. Charlie would get so upset she would throw up.
Yeah.
She did one day. We were recording a podcast.
We were up here podcasting, yeah.
She puked on the floor because the wind was blowing, and she thought a tornado was going to come. And I've explained to her in depth weather patterns in our location, and then doing construction, I explained all the drainage and storm drain lines, and it goes to the ocean, and at this and at that, and a conversation that you could have with somebody who didn't have mental health or something like that, they would be like, "Oh, that fucking makes
that
sense.
tracks."
Like,
yeah.
There aren't wolves here. There's not tornadoes that get in here and all that. But with Charlie, it wouldn't even work. And she was like you. Like, she would be, like, shaking, sobbing, just like a mess. And if we talked about rain, she's like, well, what's the percentage?
Oh, yeah.
How much is it going to rain? And, I mean, I remember thinking to myself, like, you want to look at it and be like, dude, just fucking get over it.
Yeah.
But, like, your mind is too strong. You can't.
Yeah. Well, and I remember telling JJ, like, don't you think like that? And she's like, no, that's not normal. And I was like, I just figured and I told my psychiatrist or whatever psychologist, whoever the fuck they are, I'm like, man, I just thought this shit was normal. Because you don't talk about it with your friends. Like, this isn't a conversation that you have. Like, oh, man, hey, this thing. Because you don't want people to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
so
maybe we don't hang out anymore.
Yeah, maybe you fucking take some trazodone and go to sleep at night. But I don't know. Because JJ will hit the pillow and be gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you not stay up and think about all the terrible things that could happen while you're asleep? She's like, because it's not realistic.
Yeah.
She's like, you've got guns, we've got a house alarm, like, so we'd be pretty fucking dumb to break in here. And I'm like, all right, well, I got to get Hunter and I got to situate him. And she's like, that alarm goes off, you grab your fucking gun, they're not even going to make it to the stairs.
Yeah.
Like, 100%.
You and Karma got this.
Yeah. Well, you saw it. So I'm like, man, you really don't think about that stuff? She's like, no.
Well, see, Kendra had obsessive thoughts.
Mhm.
And same thing. But she would manifest it in her stomach.
Right.
And would be like on the floor. Kendra's parents took her to the emergency rooms multiple times because they thought it was her appendix.
Yeah.
And then finally, they went to a doctor, and the doctor's like, I think you're having an anxiety attack.
Huh.
And they got Kendra on Zoloft at a young age, and it fucking leveled her right out.
Yeah.
And Zoloft is really non-habit forming. It's real kind of gradual and gentle, and they've been prescribing it to a lot of people for a lot of years. And so as soon as our girls started to kind of go down that same path, Kendra was like, I think they have anxiety.
100%.
And she said, I wish that my parents would have known this when I was 9 and 10 years old, because she said we were in the ER like once a week.
Well, and you got to think, too, with the modern advances in technology and the way that they view, I don't want to call them disorders, but the way that they view mental health now is very different than when our parents were our age. Mm-hmm. It was, you're acting out, you're being a fucking dick, you're this, you're that. Not
just get over it.
Yeah, not fucking, hey, let me go get you some help, because I don't know when they invented all these fucking things, but I'm sure our grandparents didn't have fucking Xanax to take when they were having a bad day. No. They just fucking ate it.
They just made it work. They drank. That's why there were so many angry motherfuckers.
Yeah. And, and then shit, you used to be able to drink and drive. Like, that was a thing that you could do.
Cop would pull you over and be like, hey, man, just dump that out and get yourself home.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then construction, man. Guys used to, at the end of the day, meet at the truck and have a drink before they go home. Mm-hmm. Like, shit was wild. So, I cannot say enough good things about JJ making me get in. I say it like that. JJ made me go see this doctor and made me get on this medication and all the things. And I am so much better off for it. I'm in a good place all the time instead of, and I still have my things that fucking bother me or whatever I think about. But it's so fucking minuscule now. It is insane.
But the thing, too, is you have to be open and honest.
You have to. Nobody's here to help you if you don't ask for it.
But you have to be open and honest with your doctor. Because a lot of times...
Yeah, a lot of people want to hide that shit because they're afraid of other things, right? Like your job. Like, I can't have this if I'm working. Like, yeah, you can.
You can.
Yeah.
But they don't want to say anything.
No.
And a doctor, we cracked a joke a number of episodes back about practicing medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And a doctor will tell you, I can tell that you have other symptoms.
Right.
But if you don't tell me that, I'm not just going to assume.
Right.
And prescribe. So when you go to the doctor, you have to be open and 100% honest. Hey, man.
Yeah.
I want to fucking kill myself every day.
Yeah. You have to. You got to put it out.
I want to do this. I want to do that. This is how I feel. I can't fucking sleep at night. I wake up shaking. I want to fucking shoot everybody. I want to shoot myself. Like, you got to get it out there so they can be like, okay.
Yeah.
That is this.
Right. Yeah, that's not what you think it is.
Uh-huh.
That is this, and we've diagnosed this in 1 billion people, and this is the treatment, and this is how we're going to proceed. And we're going to... So when I got on my medication, they were like, give it 3 months, let me know how you feel. Mm-hmm. And I said, that's a really long time to feel better. And he said, you could not take it at all and feel worse. And I said, deal. Like, fucking deal.
But there's a difference between depression and anxiety, bipolar, and like anything else. If you want to wiki health them, they have similar traits, but they are very different, and there are different ways to diagnose and treat them.
Right. Yeah. So and every doctor will prescribe you something different. Like I'm on, I think it's called fluoxetine. So it was another thing that they have for this thing or whatever, and he'll call me. I'll have WebEx meetings or whatever, and how you doing? And I used to always tell him, like, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Now I'm like, hey, man, I'm pretty fucking good. Like, today was a good day, man. Like, I have less bad days than I have good days. And not to say that work doesn't suck and it's not stressful and that being a dad isn't hard and work-life balance. And, I mean, there's so many fucking things that go into this day-to-day thing, man. But you got to manage it. Yeah. You have to manage your mental health because... Especially if you're not reaching out for help, nobody's going to help you. Yeah. Like you are all you've got, and if you can't reach out and get help, then you need to figure something out.
Yeah, and I know several people that have taken their lives. Kendra and I had a friend in high school, or senior year of high school, and this is pre-cell phones and pagers and all that. And she called a couple people. and she went and sat underneath a tree and she shot herself.
Jesus.
And it had been a culmination of some bad stuff happening at home. I think there was some abuse in the home, and she was working to try to help support the family, and there was a lot of the stuff. And she is that classic, you never saw it coming. She was on the dance team with Kendra. She was a beautiful girl. I'd known her since we were in 6th grade. Always seemed up, and so when she committed suicide, it was a huge shockwave through our school.
Right.
This was 1999. I mean, it was still kind of different. There wasn't a lot of the mass shootings. I think Columbine was 2001.
Probably somewhere around there, yeah.
And I think so. There wasn't a lot of violence and that kind of stuff in the school. So that was just a huge,
man, people used to get depressed like that and then kill themselves. It wasn't until Columbine really that people were like, I'm going to make you pay.
Yeah.
For the way I feel.
I'm going to kill all of you and then I'll die.
Yeah. Man, how did it escalate so fucking rapidly?
Yeah. And it's funny, fast forward 6 months later, I'm in my dorm room at Arizona State, and we had suites. Mm-hmm. So it was a bedroom with 2 people, and you had 2 beds and desks and that kind of stuff and a sink, and then you shared a toilet and a shower with the mirror image on the other side.
Got it.
So our suite mate was valedictorian, kind of like a big fish in a little pond.
Okay.
Came out to Arizona State. There's 45,000 students there.
Okay.
You're a number. You're a nobody.
Yeah, they're punching you out.
Nobody knows anything about you. And he was kind of a recluse. We tried to get him to come out with us, but he developed a bit of a drinking problem. And then one night, he said he wanted to commit suicide. And he started taking pills, and I don't remember what he took. But he was eating a lot of pills, and he was acting all crazy. And I was still emotionally kind of raw from my friend that killed herself in high school. And I went in his room, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just sick of this." And I was like, "You know what? Quit being a bitch." Mm-hmm. And I always carry a pocket knife, and I pulled my fucking pocket knife out, and I handed it to him. I went, "Cut your fucking wrists." And he was like, "What?"
I don't want to do it that bad.
And I said, "Cut your fucking wrists." I go, "Do it. Come on, you fucking pussy. I'm taking pills. This is bullshit. You want to die? Do it right now. Cut your fucking wrists." Mm-hmm. I don't want to do it. And I started screaming at him. "Come on, you fucking pussy, do it. You want to fucking die? My friend just fucking shot herself 6 months ago. Come on, motherfucker. What are you going to fucking do?" And I'm in this guy's face. "I don't want to fucking do that. I'm sorry." And his suite mate had a car. And I looked at him and I said, "Are you sober?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Let's go." Yeah. We drove to the hospital and we got his fucking stomach pumped.
Jesus.
And the next day, he sobered up and all that kind of shit. And obviously, we were still sweet mates. We had
still gonna see that
6 months to live with each other.
Yeah.
Walked in there and I'm like, "What's going on, dude?" "Man, I'm fucking sorry about that. I didn't know you were so upset." I'm like, "It's not about me."
Right.
I go, "Why are you so fucking upset?" "Well, dude, I came out here. I used to be this and that." And he had graduating class 200 people. And he was valedictorian and all that kind of shit. And he's just was depressed.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And I hope he made it.
I hope he listens to this podcast.
I hope he listens to this podcast. And then Kendra had a close friend of hers, whose husband committed suicide. And it was same thing, super nice guy. I've met him a bunch of times. He was super rad. Long story short, they sought treatment. Okay. He was in treatment, and he was in treatment, and he was on medication. And he was doing all this stuff, and he just wasn't strong enough to overcome it. And I actually think that there was some other underlying health issues that he had.
That's the same thing with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were like, "Oh, well, he was early onset Alzheimer's or whatever. He had maybe dementia or whatever else he was dealing with it.
Yeah.
And it's sad, man, because when your body turns on you, like my uncle was just here, and his frontal lobe is dead.
Yeah.
So he's here, but he's not here. It's sad, and my mom's taking care of him, and it's hard to see. And I think it'd be the worst for your body to attack you and make you forget everything around you. Mm-hmm. He's just not there, man. It's not the same.
Well, it does other things too. So, like Ronda Rousey.
Huh?
Ronda Rousey's father committed suicide
Okay.
because he had suffered a back injury
Uh-huh.
and had like terminal pain and been taking all this stuff, all this pain pills to try to help treat it and all this kind of stuff. And it was just constantly in pain and it wasn't enough to. And he ended up taking his life.
Huh.
And I will never forget that because she was fighting somebody. And the girl that she was fighting said, like, when I'm done with you, you're going to wish you killed yourself like your dad.
Ooh.
Ooh, and I'm all about a good burn.
There's a limit.
That, I was like, ooh. And Ronda Rousey came out in the first round and beat the fucking brakes off that girl. And everyone was like,
that's what you get.
if I was a ref, I'd be like, I'm going to let her hit you a couple more times.
You're gone? Yeah, I'm going to give it a few more seconds and pretend like I don't
Hey,
see
Ron,
it.
I'm going to check out this ring real quick. All right, yeah. Oh, she's gone? Okay.
Oh, she's limp? Oh, okay. All right. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's like, it's nothing to, like, joke about. It's nothing to, it's a huge problem.
Yeah, it's fucking, and it's an ongoing problem, man, and it's terrible. And, if there's not already a billion ways to fucking die on this fucking planet,
Yeah, dude.
like, you are so lucky to be here today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are looking at things the wrong way. Like, I had friends all growing up that died of dumb fucking things. You got in a car accident, did this. A fucking buddy of mine a couple months ago died in a motorcycle accident. I mean, like, you to get here today is a fucking miracle.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about your odds of being born in the first fucking place. Like, your dumbass was the fastest fucking swimmer. You were number one back in the day. Like, you made it, motherfucker. And now you're fucking upset about whatever, man. And you got to just realize how precious life is.
Yeah.
Because we are fucking here. And we are very, very few people, and we're getting fewer, The amount of children that people in our generation are having are less and less and less.
Oh, dude, we are declining as a society.
Yeah, so you got to cherish it, man. Every day, it's a big fucking deal.
Well, but that goes to being like being a good person, and like everybody, you've listened to us. What we say all the time.
Yeah,
check in on your friends.
Checking on your friends, man. It's not hard to be a good fucking person.
And the more that we do this, and the more we record, the more people I reach out to.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And I just go, I should see how they're doing.
Yeah,
and I should see how they're doing, and I should see how they're doing, but. Also, if you're on the receiving end of that, like, you have to be honest. We've said this again. Like, you have to be honest and be like, I'm not good.
Yeah, no, you have to. You can't fucking throw on like a
happy face.
Like a happy face. Yeah, you can't do that. You have to be honest, and you have to be open, and you gotta, like, everybody's got their people, right? Like, I know who my people are, and I've had calls from them, and they've been in the fucking worst situations of their life, and I'm here to help and try to talk them through it, and then trying to tough love them and trying to, like, fucking, hey, get back on the right path, man. Like, and sometimes, it's very far into their thing where they're calling you with no way out, with fucking last desperation. And it's like, hey, if this was building and building and building and building, we should have talked 6 months ago. But, it just is what it is.
Yeah, and if I text you and I say, how are you doing? Checking in on you, and you say, I'm in a bad place, I'm going to fucking call you.
Yeah, I'm stopping what I'm doing.
I'm going to call you, like, right now. So expect your phone to fucking ring.
yeah, answer it. Don't be a dick. Don't red button me.
Oh, dude, don't bitch button me.
No.
And I expect you to then tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, where are you? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What's around you? What do you need? And if you guys need to fucking talk, I'm going to go, okay, go.
Yeah, I got time. I don't have time, but I'll make time.
Oh, I will make time. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about 95% of the other stuff right now. We just need to make sure you're good. What do you need from me?
Well, that's the thing, too, is, like, our families will understand. Like, so if I'm like, hey, I got to take this phone call, my son's not going to be like, oh, I can't believe that you left dinner to take a phone call. No, my family's going to understand, and your friends' families will understand, man. So we have FHFO up here.
Yeah, and that's something that we brought up.
We're going to put on a T-shirt.
We're going to put it on a T-shirt. It's Friends Help Friends Out.
Yes.
And I really think, like, that goes back to us talking all the time about checking on your friends, be a good friend, be a good listener. Like, there's something comforting about talking to a stranger because they don't know you.
Right.
and there's something freeing about it because you know that or you think that they're not going to judge you.
Right, and you can be brutally honest.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing like, I always look at things like if you embarrass yourself out in public, you're never going to see those people again.
Yeah.
It does not matter. If you're paying to go see this person, if you don't want to see them again, you don't fucking have to.
Yeah, and by law, they can't share your shit.
Yeah, so it's between you and them, and it's really a place where you can let all your shit out.
Yeah.
And those people are professionals, as where I'm a friend of yours and I'll help you as much as I can, but I don't have a degree in this shit.
Yeah, but a lot of times I think with a friend, because you have that intimate knowledge and that intimate connection with them, they can be more raw and they can be more... So it goes both ways about talking to a professional, but if you want to call your psychiatrist, are they in their office hours?
Right.
You probably don't have their personal phone number.
Yeah, they're probably not giving that out.
Are they this or that? If you don't have a mental health expert that you're talking to, then we'll be your mental health expert. If I can be here for you long enough for you to talk to somebody who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about, besides me trying to just kind of hold you together until you can get there, I will happily be that.
Yeah. Well, and for those times that you can't reach anybody, the White Flag app is 24/7. Put your flag up, talk to people. Even if you're not having problems right now, get on there and help somebody who is having a problem. Because sometimes people just want to talk. And if you're a stranger on the fucking internet, I will tell you, I'm a fucking prince from nowhere and send me $2,500. And
I'm a
Nigerian prince. I'll tell you whatever the fuck I want to hear. But you can be way more open with people that you don't know, and it's anonymous, and you can just fucking let it out. Just put it out there.
Yeah, so I'm on White Flag too. I need to finish setting up my profile. I want to get with you actually and have you help me kind of go through that because I know yours is all set up. But I'm on there too I'm on there because I'm a great listener, and I'm working on training myself about being better at sharing and talking through things and getting things off my chest and not just absorbing and trying to help anybody else with anything else. But I'm down to listen.
This is going to be, I'll tell you right now, this is going to be a very unpopular opinion. No, this is going to be a very popular opinion. So since I just got a call that one of these assholes just killed the cop, I'll preface it like this. If you are suffering and you're like, I'm going to kill as many people as I can before I kill myself, do the world a favor and fucking kill yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You affect so many other people when you're a piece of shit that, and then, so my wife and my kid are out and it happened on the street from where Hunter has soccer practice, so now I got to worry about them, make sure they get home all right, and there's a difference, man. If you're fucked up, if you're a sociopath,
so just kill yourself.
Yeah, just if that's your decision, man, that's yours. That's your decision. You made it. You handle it.
So there's two things, right? If you're suffering, you should seek treatment to end your suffering.
100%. Right now, right away.
B, not think, well, I'll make as many other people suffer with me.
Yeah, because I'm suffering.
Because I'm suffering.
Yeah, that's a you problem.
That's selfish and bullshit. Why would you fucking do that? No,
that is a terrible thing to do, man. And we have a lot of family and friends who are cops and police officers and law enforcement will say, and they have families, man, and they have friends and they have kids and they have wives and they have lives and they have
they're normal people.
Yeah, they're working a fucking 9 to 5 like the rest of you fucking assholes. Yeah. They just want to come to work and go home. And maybe that job is good. Excuse me. Maybe that job pays well. And they're like, fucking, I would love to do this. Or maybe they wanted that camaraderie after they got out of the military. Or whatever your reason for wanting to be a cop instead of a criminal. Most people would think it's obvious, but good on you. And they should not be looked down on because they're doing their job and they're holding you accountable.
Well, they also shouldn't be unsuspecting victim of yours because
No.
you're upset with something in your life. It is your job
Yeah.
to own your shit.
Yeah, it's
and
yours.
if you don't feel good, go seek treatment.
Yeah.
Seek help. Talk to your friends. Reach out. White flag. There's a million fucking entities out there that will happily help you.
Right. And I'm sure there would be some backstory that came out about this guy, like he had just killed his girlfriend or something, or whatever the case, and he thought he was going to get away. Like, what do you do? What do you fucking... I don't know, man. I just... I feel bad for... Because we've had a lot of police officers die since... even since we started this fucking podcast, man. There's been a lot.
And it's sad. It is May.
Yeah.
We've been doing this podcast for 8 months.
Yeah. And we could probably dedicate one to an officer a month. I mean, like...
Okay.
They're just... They're there to do their jobs, man. I just feel bad.
Yeah.
I feel bad, man, and because my cousin's Riverside County, and like I worry about him, when somebody dies in Riverside County, I'm like, hey man, you good? What's going on? So
was it you?
Yeah, dude, because you never know, man. Like even Tina, like if you're fucking around on the freeway, she will pull you over, and it's not necessarily in her job description, but she obeys the laws, and she wants to make sure that you obey the laws. She's got family and fucking friends on the road too, man. And if you're fucking around, she's gonna let you know. I'm terrified for her.
Oh yeah, I'm terrified for a lot of our friends.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know.
Well, what do you say we shut this one down? You got
sorry about my rant, man. I just
no, you got.
I hate that, man.
No, but you got more pressing issues to deal with. I need to get my kids home and make sure we're all safe.
100%. So, all right, man. Just remember, man. Check in on your friends. Be good people.
Yes.
If you're going through something, man, fucking reach out.
Well, seek help. Be open and honest.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two big takeaways.
And that's the thing, man. Is you have to be open.
Yeah.
You have to.
You gotta tell the truth.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people, excuse me, will open up to you when you open up to them. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will be like, hey, man, I've been dealing with this thing too, and I didn't want to fucking bother you, but, since we're talking, I mean, it's fucking healthy, man. So you might be doing somebody as big a favor as they're doing you. You never know.
Absolutely.
So, be safe out there. There's a lot of fucking assholes, and take care of your mental health, man, and just be good people. And what does Kendra say? Be a good friend.
Be a good friend. Make good choices.
Make good choices. Make good choices. Be a good friend. If our fucking children hear that every day, maybe you assholes need to hear that every day.
Hey, reach out to us.
Yeah, 100%.
We put it out there. I'm not fucking lying.
No, 100%. Like nobody has been like, oh, let me fucking try.
Yeah, DM me, dude.
Yeah, no.
Fuck around and find out. I will be there for you.
Yeah. I spend more of my day on Instagram than I should, and I'd really like people to talk to. So, nice. So yeah, man. So hit us up, man. Sorry about my mic lately. Get the Dofo tickets, all the things, man. Check it on your friends, please.
Absolutely.
And have a good night, or a good day, or a good morning. Oh, this is going to be a Monday morning episode, so have a good day at work.
Whenever you're listening to it.
Yeah, and if you're stressed out in traffic, man, let us fucking soothe you.
Yeah, hit us up.
Yeah, you motherfuckers. All right, man. Hey, I've been Jarrett.
I've been Jack.
And this has been Shattered Wisdom Podcast. And as always, you motherfuckers are welcome.
Bye.